Welcome back to the fish room, everyone. My name's Chris. This is my fish breeding rack, along with some tanks that are off camera. And it has been a while since we last got to talk. I've had a ton of different breeding projects going on, and I have new Apistogramma Macmasteri fry. They're almost a month old now. We're still working on my Apistogramma megastoma. We're starting to get into breeding mode with the leopard frog Plecos we got a few months back. No luck on the Corys still, unfortunately. I'm going to try moving them to a bigger tank, which we're probably going to get done in this video today. I just picked up a group of Limia that have a really long first name that I can't pronounce, and they're really cool. They have a high yellow fin. I'll show you some close-ups of them in a minute. We're going to start a lyre-tail killie breeding project. So we have a lot to do today and a lot to catch you guys up on. Let's get right into the video. Thank you guys for checking it out. Bringing you guys right down here is our Macmasteri tank. It's just a 5-gallon. I had them in just for quarantine, and I threw a cave in, and they ended up spawning. I have about 16 babies in here. I gotta throw some B-roll over this. They're probably 2 or 3 weeks old now. They spawned, they're almost a month old actually. They were spawned on the 29th, and today is the 27th of the following month. So these guys are almost at a month old. You can see the baby brine in their bellies. Their parents are moved to a different tank because I didn't want them eating any fry, and I'm probably going to get them set up for another spawn. So I just wanted to catch you guys up on this tank, see what's going on. They're just growing up. Very cool. I'm very happy about that. We feed them baby brine every day. Bringing you guys down to the lower corner of my rack, this is where I was really focusing heavy on breeding my Psudomugil Signifers, the Pacific blue-eyed rainbowfish. And you can see my big batch of them right here. This is my first batch. They're 3 or 4 months old by now. I actually lost my breeding colony. My males, I had one really aggressive male that kept biting other fish and giving them fungal infections. Look at this nasty thing right here. And he killed off basically all of them in the tank. And when it was just him and 2 females left, I found him floating one day, so maybe he got a bit aggressive with the females and they were not having it. So my buddy has a bunch of these, and I gave him my remaining females because he had only males left, and I'm left with this big batch. So I'm going to pull my next breeding pair from them. The last of my eggs I hatched out in here. You can see some fry that are maybe 2-3 weeks out of their eggs here, swimming around. I'll throw up some B-roll, and then I also have my last spawn of neon rainbowfish, or Praecox rainbows, in my far left tank. And these guys are coming along really nice. I counted like 50 or so of them, so that when this batch is ready to be sold in probably about a month and I offload them, I can move all the neons into this big one and continue growing them out to have these tanks free for other spawnings and other projects. I really love the Praecox, so I'm going to keep them going for as long as I can. Moving over to the other side of the rack, we have a trio, a male, female, female trio of our 3 Mile Creek, Alabama Killifish. We have my CPD tank that I just did a full reset on, and if you can look closely, you can see some eggs in here, and that's really nice because I really want to get these guys cranking out. I love them. I had to pick up some more females because my batch grew up to basically be all male, and I had like 2 ladies, so I'm hoping some more females will cause more spawning and more eggs for us. Then if you remember in one of our last videos, we tried to spawn these rosy barbs in a bucket. While we were unsuccessful in the bucket, it's still sitting here because I've been a bit of a bad fish keeper lately and haven't cleaned it up. They spawned in the holding tank I had them in. And I have now 11 babies or so, so I'm going to bring them in next month to my fish clubs and get some breeder points for them. Coming up here, we have our Gadiids and our Corys. Gadiids literally giving birth in front of me, and because the fry aren't free swimming quick enough, the Corys were just evil and jumped on it. So that really sucked, because I was wondering why these guys weren't spawning. They're doing their little dancey dances, they'd get big and fat. So as soon as I sell these guys and move them along, I'm going to move my Gadiids down here and make it a species-only tank just to breed them. The Corys are going to go upstairs, and we're going to turn this into a grow-out tank and probably move actually a Pleco pair into here just to have them breeding on the side while other fish grow older and get bigger and ready for sale in here. And we also have our 2 Caridina tanks that will hopefully be done cycling soon. I started them almost 2 months ago now. I'm planning on doing just some crystal reds in this one and then some blue bolts in this one because I just think they're insanely cool, and I think it would be really cool to have 2 tanks of them going and producing, which is really neat. And then our Neocaridina tank, not looking so hot. I kind of fell behind on water changes. You can see what a mess this is. I have 4 in here that were my last survivors from my other colony before I was using RO water. So this has only been RO that's been remineralized, and I haven't seen any buried shrimp yet, but I've seen a lot more molts, and I just have to do more water changes on it. Finally, we have our quarantine tank. This needs a ton of work done. You can see all the algae. You can't see much in it. We've got Corys and our Apistogramma pair that spawned. So I'm thinking of pulling the Corys and then putting another cave in here to see if the Apistos will spawn again, because I think they're really cool and want to get another spawn of them. And the Corys are just going to move to one of my other tanks upstairs, more of a display. I'm not going to focus too much on breeding them right now because I have a lot of space taken up. This is the start of our Killifish. We just have to throw a heater in there, let it warm up. So I'll pop that in a little bit, and we'll hopefully get the Killies in here and pull them in like 3 days to see if we have eggs. Moving over here, we've moved our pencilfish over to our longfin bristlenose tank. You can see it is covered in algae right now. It's just been not fun. I've been really behind on maintenance just because life has been lifing, hence why you haven't seen a video in a bit. But these guys are growing up nice. You can see one of the other Killifish we're going to be working with, Australiae. So I have a pair of them. They're going to be what we're breeding in this smaller 2-gallon over here. And I'm really excited for them because they're super cool. I also really want to breed these pencilfish. And they look fat and pregnant and ready to rip. So I'll probably need to look into how to get them spawning too. And we might be able to get a pair of them in an upcoming video, or a spawn of them in an upcoming video. And you can see some of our first Plecos are getting really big now. They're almost getting to be like 6 or 8 months old, which is really cool. We just set up this breeding tank for my pair. It's really simple. It's just a 2.5 gallon with a sponge filter that it's been sat here cycling for a while. We've got a Higer heater. It's just a 20 watt, super small, just meant to keep this warm. I have it set to 76. And we just have a bunch of floating mops so that this takes up most of the space. Hopefully the female will lay her eggs in here, and from there we'll be able to check back and have babies. I'm just going to do a water method to hatch out the eggs rather than a peat. I'm trying to keep this nice and simple for my first go at Killies, also because I just don't have peat moss on me, and I really want to get these guys some fry and raising them up because they're just so insanely cool. So let's get them added in. I accidentally caught a baby Pleco, so that's why I had to pop my hand in there. Get these guys a lid because they are jumpers, so I want to make sure I don't lose anyone to shenanigans. But let's let them settle in. I just fed them in their main tank, so they should be good. Hopefully we'll come back tomorrow morning and see eggs, but if not tomorrow morning, we will hopefully see them over the next few days, and I will keep you guys updated. As you can see here, I pulled out quite a few fungused eggs today. I'm just kind of keeping up, trying to make sure that the batches stay clean and don't have fungus spread through them. So I'm checking them daily and pulling out any fungus while pulling eggs. I'll probably have them in the breeding tank for maybe 1 or 2 more days, and then I'm going to just let these eggs hatch out. Over here at the leopard frog tank, we're in the middle of a water change. I just do like 50% water change every day. That's my goal, to hopefully get them spawning. You can see them really loving my little Pleco hotel down here. I build these, and I also sell them on my online shop if you want some. Then I've got them in a smaller cave, and there's one that hides back there who just loves the back cave, but I've yet to have any spawns. So as this fills up, we're going to hopefully get a spawn of these guys and be able to really enjoy raising them up and doing my first L number Pleco. Here's some Limia that I picked up today at my local fish club auction. It's Limia, I am going to totally butcher this, sulfurophila, Limia sulfurophila. I think I got it right. They're just really neat. You know, the males show off this bright yellow, the females are a bit duller in the color, and they're a live bearer, so I'm going to breed them up, try to get some bat points for them, see if I like their behavior, and I'm really excited to check these guys out. They're pretty neat. I love the yellow. We'll see how they do in the coming months. I'm struggling right now. I have so many things I want to do, and I don't know exactly how I want to do them. The last thing I wanted to do today were some brine shrimp feedings. Just get everything happy and healthy, and then we'll probably set up some more of the Tetra projects and the other Killifish project later this week. I just need to get some lids for them so I don't lose any jumpers. Yeah, let's get some fish fed. that kind of wraps up the day. We did a lot. I've got still quite a bit more to do. We have 2 more breeding projects to set up, and we'll have to check in on our killies. I'll probably be seeing you guys next in 2 or 3 days when I get a chance to mess with those. And yeah, I think we got a lot done. I'm happy, and I will touch base with you guys in 5 seconds. I got distracted in the fish store the other day. I picked up these beautiful Boesemani rainbows. They're a bucket list fish of mine. Let's get them added into the tank. I just wanted to show you guys, hey, I have these now. They're going to be a future project, and I'm just blown away by their beauty. Check out this one gorgeous male I'm going to throw up on screen now. Isn't he just beautiful? Life of a fish breeder. I just got off work, and I'm right downstairs now, packing a big order of fish for a local store. If you guys really want to take this seriously, you're going to have to do a little bit of running. So let's look at these beautiful Praecox and get them out of here. First, I'm going to grab all the hornwort out of here, just so it's easier for me to catch stuff. And this is all going to go out in my outdoor ponds, because I just want them to go crazy. And this is going to make it way easier for me to catch these rainbows. Welcome back, guys. It's that 5 seconds ended up being almost 2 weeks since I last filmed, but I just moved all my Corys upstairs. Here's a nice little clip of them being introduced to the new tank. So I'm really happy that they're going to be able to swim all over and just kind of have a lot more space in that 40-gallon live bearer tank. It just has some swordtails, some black mollies, and now all those Corys. And hopefully they're going to breed in there because there's more space for them to get around, and hopefully, the ones that want to breed can breed high up on the glass where the others don't notice the eggs. The big reason I wanted to clear this out is because I got some Boesemanis that I didn't think I was going to be getting for a while, because I just, wasn't really planning on buying Boesemanis. But I did, and I'm going to try to spawn them in here. And I have a new vinegary culture. I kind of redid the way I was doing that. I used an old Tito's bottle for the first one, and I just found it was too thick, too kind of fat. I found some wine bottles that I just took the labels off of, and they're a lot better for the culture, and I just think they're going to be better in the long term, and I can rotate through a few of them. But besides that, lots of new Plecos coming in. The Killifish eggs, check this out. I'll overlay it here. Out of the, I think it was 56 eggs that were laid, I was tracking how they had fungus. Not a single egg got fertilized. I didn't get any fry out of them, which kind of sucks. And I was talking to my buddy who really breeds Killifish, and we're thinking they might be infertile from inbreeding, because they are a line that's been kept a really long time by some of our older breeders with our local fish clubs. And I'm going to look into that a little bit, but kind of move away from the Killies. I'll probably try to spawn them again, just see what happens. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys tune in next time. Catch you later. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.